Hey guys, today we're going to go over Roman ethics and doctrine. To start off with, we're going to look at Rome before the Greek influence. The Roman gods and goddesses were not described in human terms. They belonged to a category called noumena and were not assigned genders. The noumena were deities with supernatural powers controlling certain aspects of life. The noumen was the power that allowed the gods to control these aspects of life. Next, we move on to Rome, after the Greek influence. After conquering Greece, Rome adopted some of its culture, most commonly known, the gods. Zeus became Jupiter and Poseidon became Neptune. Every single planet, except for Earth, is named after a Roman god. Next, we move on to the cult of Isis, who is actually an Egyptian goddess. The myth of Osiris begins with Osiris being king of Egypt. His brother Set is jealous of this and kills him. He then cuts him up into pieces and scatters him throughout Egypt. Isis goes on a quest to find all of these pieces, but sadly she cannot. She still resurrects him, but he has to become king of the underworld. The cult of Isis influenced how Christians revered Mary. Artists would often depict Isis and Mary holding their respective sons, Horus and Jesus, in a similar manner. And now we move on to emperor worship. Roman emperors persecuted Christians until the time of Constantine and Christianity throughout the Roman Empire. Some emperors had followers that would worship them like they were gods. Some of these emperors were Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar. Divus was a Roman emperor who had died, who was officially recognized as a god. Julius Caesar was the first Divus. And in Asia Minor, Augustus Caesar let the people there build temples to him for worship. And now we move on to virtues and ethics. The Romans had a list of virtues that they strived to use in everyday life, whilst also living amongst their laws. These 15 virtues are the personal virtues that the Romans would try and live by in everyday life. Along with personal virtues, there were public virtues that the people were supposed to uphold in a public setting. These 4 are only some of them.
Created using Powtoon.